Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL. This is a podcast where we review movies, TV shows, comic books, and novels that are all a part of the boys' love genre. On this episode, we'll be talking about Kiss Me Again, the series. This show is the prequel to Kiss, the series, and in Kiss, the series, it follows Sandee and her sister Sandrak and their developments in their relationships. So Sandee's relationship is who we're going to talk about here real quick. Sandee and her friend Tara wake up in bed together. They believe they've slept together. And this, of course, has a whole lot of drama ensue. They eventually discover that their friend Pete, who is a part of their friend group, staged the whole thing to make it look like they spent a night of debauchery together as a little trick to them, but also to calm down his boyfriend, who is another one of their friends, Cal, who is always jealous of Pete and Sandee because people ship them together. Yeah, that's Kiss the series. So in the prequel to Kiss the series, Kiss Me Again, we're introduced to Sandee and Sandrak's other sisters. We're already told that it's 5 sisters in total, but we only see those 2 for Kiss. In Kiss Me Again, we now meet Sanwan, Sansun, and Sansui, the 3 older sisters. Yes, they have a theme with their names. And it's all about how they fell in love as well. And another added bonus relationship in the show is Pete and Cal's development from enemies to frenemies to boyfriends. So, we are introduced to Pete and Cal in an accidental kiss. Well, that's not how we're introduced to them we're introduced to them in Kiss the series, but in Kiss Me Again the series, we find out that they had an accidental kiss, and this adds to the reason they hate each other. One of the other reasons they hate each other, they went to high school together. So one of Cal's best friends, Rain, was also dating Pete's girlfriend, and they got in a fight, and Cal caught them, and they hate each other. There we go. They hate each other. Woo. So, oh my, I'm trying to get to everything here. So, all the characters we really need to focus on now, there's 5. So there's Pete, there's Cal, there's Tara, there's Sandee, and there's June. I can't forget June. June is played by Nicky. Nicky, other than being on all the Kiss series playing June, he was also in Sotus S playing P-John, who was my favorite character to hate. If you haven't seen Sotus S yet, hurry up and watch Sotus and Sotus S so you can see why I love P-John and hating him. Alright, so yeah, like I said, we find out that they have hated each other since high school, and it's because of a friend, Rain. So how they even ended up in this friend group together, Sandee and Pete had already become friends, and June, Tara, and Cal had kind of become friends after meeting each other, and June, with his over-enthusiastic self, going like, yeah, we're a gang now, we're friends, yeah! And they were just like, alright, we'll run with you. Then the 3 of them meet Sandee first, and she joins the group, and then she brings them over. She's like, yeah, I have another friend, let's all go hang out together. And they meet Pete, and it is hilarious to me, that whole meeting, because it's like Cal and Pete looking at each other like, you? And they're like, oh, you guys know each other? No. Like, you've already established. So everyone kind of already realizes, okay, these guys might not get along. So they have to also deal with this now as a friend group. These 2 guys always fighting, always in arguments, never wanting to work together. So Sandee kind of forces them to work together on group projects. And then one night she forces Pete to drop Cal home. And after dropping Cal home and he's trying to get turned around to get back out, he is met by dudes on mopeds. So it's Rain and his new friends. So Rain goes to a different college than them, and he has his friends, and they all decide to beat up Pete because grudge never goes. But this is what I find hilarious. Pete is in an SUV, and there's these guys surrounding him on mopeds, and they obviously wish him ill. And you're telling me you don't just stay in your SUV? No, he comes out to face them and gets his butt kicked. So Kyle, because he sees Rain in these guys on mopeds, he goes to see what's going on, is able to stop the fight because of course Rain is like, no, this is my friend, let's just leave. And oh, by the way, we're also introduced to Mork. Mork is played by Fluke, and oh my gosh, I love Mork. I love Mork. We'll get to him on the episode where I cover Dark Blue Kiss, because you see him in Kiss Me Again, the series, but he's not as big a part as he is in Dark Blue Kiss. Okay, let's just but keep Mork in mind. Anyway, so they leave. Cal is trying to help Pete to his car, and they accidentally slip, and their lips land perfectly on each other. So what's awesome about that is how awkward they are, of course, afterwards. With Cal kind of wanted to talk about it because he's like, dude, it's weird, we accidentally kissed, and Pete's like, nothing happened, we'll never speak of this again. So that added fuel to the fire of them hating each other and caused them to fight more, of course. Now, there's a bunch of other stuff that add fuel. So, of course, Cal is kind of, in a way, caught in between with the whole Rain and Pete situation, especially since Mork is the kind of guy who always takes his friend's side and always defends his friend. And he is, of course, like, has it for Pete, like, can't stand Pete automatically. So we'll get to the bathroom scene. I'll bring that up later. Anyway, another person who gets between them, this is a person who gets between them, is a girl named Mint. Mint is Pete's ex-girlfriend who wants to get back together with him, and he has zero interest. So she decides she's interested in Cal. And Cal has zero interest. But she kind of does that to get Pete jealous, and it works. He's jealous. And he does ask her out. But it eventually backfires. It's a boys' love, so you know it eventually backfires. But yeah, Mint's crazy. Like, let's just say Mint's crazy. That's it. But another person we meet is played by Pod. Pod, I really actually do like him. He's actually, I believe, it was rumored, I don't know if this is true or not, but I did hear he was going to be playing Tarn in Love by Chance 2, because if you see Love by Chance 1, Tarn isn't present, only Type is, and apparently we're going to see Tarn in Love by Chance 2, and I heard he was supposed to play him. So yeah, you can watch this and see him there. But so Pod plays Rain's older brother, Sun, and Sun and Rain have a cafe, and Sun hires Cal because Cal likes to take photos. Now remember this, Cal likes to take photos and is really good at photography, hires him to do some promotional shots for the cafe. Now it's adorable because you can see the whole time Sun is crushing on Cal, and he's like trying to get closer to him. And you can also see in a few scenes Mort kind of just like side-eyeing it. That comes up. That will come back later. Now eventually Pete starts to realize, oh, I'm jealous when he's with Mint, and I'm jealous when he's with Sun. Holy crap, I like Cal. But like I said, a lot leads up to this moment. But that's the big reveal. He goes, oh, I like cow. So we get to see some of Pete's immaturity at this point. He straight up, like, Sun is trying to... He's basically trying to take Cow on a date. It's obvious he's trying to take Cow on a date and get closer to him. And Pete just shows up. Shows up on the date. Just shows up. He doesn't even give Cow really a chance to let Sun know if he's into him or not, because he just shows up, interrupts the date when Sun's like, yeah, I'll take you, I got it. We live in the same direction, I'll take him home, I got this. And instead of taking him home, takes him back to his place and confesses his love by a forceful kiss. Alright, so this is where I think New is a really good actor, and I thought maybe it was a situation, maybe because New and Tay are friends, it's awkward, or maybe like for New and Tay, like the whole kiss scene is awkward. Maybe the scene was meant to be awkward, like I had all those thoughts in my mind. But then Tay was in a show called 3 Will Be Free. Plot is in that show as well. Pod is in that show as well as Joss, who is in the show with Tay, and Mild, who plays Sandee. She's also one of the stars. So Mild, Sandee, and Tay are the 3 stars of 3 Will Be Free, and Pod plays Joss's older brother. But Tay and Joss have a couple kiss scenes, and Tay and Mild, I almost called her Sandee. Every time I see her, I think Sandee. Because I love Sandee. Sandee is like one of the greatest BL women. Like, her and Yua are up there, okay? But yeah, Tay, Sandee, and Tay, Mild, and Joss all have kiss scenes together. And Tay and Joss's kiss scenes, to me, in 3 Will Be Free, looks very comfortable. Like the scene after they played badminton, the scene by the water. I was expecting more kiss scenes, honestly, with all 3, because I was like, oh, that's okay. This is where we're going. I was like, oh, all right, cool. This is the storyline. But yeah, after seeing Tay and Joss and that interaction, and then, you know, I've seen New in Kiss Me Again. I saw him in Waterboy. I think that's it. Waterboy, the series. And I'm starting to think it's just New. Maybe New just feels on. I don't know if maybe I need to find a show where he has a kiss scene with a female to see if it's that he's just uncomfortable, has this uncomfortable look in kiss scenes in general, or if that's just him. But I have to say, the stair scene in Waterboy wasn't horrible, but not for the lack of New trying to make it. I'm sorry. I'm done hating on New, because he's not. New is not a bad actor or anything. I think he's actually a really good actor. But I'm gonna get to the script in a second. So yeah, they confess. There's more that happens because, of course, Mint, even though I almost said Tay, even though Pete is trying to, of course, end things with Mint because this is going to, of course, add more drama to their relationship. He, stuff ensues with her. I hate her. Just know I hate her. So basically, one day Pete's dad gets a text message, and the text message is basically a picture of Pete and Cow, essentially outing Pete and Cow. When they were in a situation where they weren't together yet, they were still getting to know each other, but things ensued. And when that happened, you know, especially with the actor who played, I should have looked up the name of the actor who played Pete's dad, because I love him. I'll talk more about him in Dark Blue Kiss. Oh my god. But he, like, the look on his face, I was like, oh, Pete about to get it. And then when he busts open that room door, I was like, ooh, Pete in trouble. But then he talked to them, and he is just the most open-minded dad ever. Like, he's sitting them down and he's just like, all right, what is your relationship? So Pete's like, you're not gonna tell us? We can't see each other? And he's like, of course I'm not gonna tell you can't see each other. I like this guy. And it's beautiful, and we get to see more of that in Dark Blue Kiss as well. How amazing Pete's dad is in that. Now, the problems with Kiss Me Again. Now, remember, I'm only talking about Pete and Cow because, one, that was the popular ship from that series. It was a popular ship from Kiss the series, and it wasn't even about them. But there's so many other stories. There were in all basically 4 stories. Oh God, who was it though? One side story that I actually really liked from Kiss Me Again, which there's a lot going on there, like I said, but one of them was Sanson and Matt. Why I kind of like that story is Sanson is trying to figure out if Matt is gay. Basically, she gets paid, I believe. I didn't watch the whole series when I was getting prepared for this. I didn't bother rewatching the series because I refused to rewatch the full series. I have my reasons. But I just watched the clips of Pete and Cow because they're actually available. So it's just 3, they're all available from GMM TV, and it's just the 3 cuts of just Pete and Cow. Now, they do cut out some situations with the friend group and stuff like that that might not like add to the plot. But if you want to watch, you can watch the full series and you can get that full plot. And you can also get Sanson and Matt's plot. So yeah, she's trying to figure out if he's gay, and she does it in like the weirdest ways. Like, she's looking at him and a friend of his, and his friend is gay, so okay, so maybe this is a boyfriend, and playing music for him that's only from like gay movies, like gay themed movies, and he's just like, do you think I'm gay? But that whole thing is interesting. I actually thought it was like funny that she's using these, like the methods she used to try and figure out if he's gay or get proof that he's gay. It's just, it to me was ridiculous. Sanwon and R, I could not take them seriously, and it's mainly because the actor who plays R, he's in Hormones as well. I have seen him in other stuff. I like him better. Like, I think my favorite role I've ever seen him in is Hormones, but that was when he was a lot younger. He's older now, so I'm sure he's trying to get away from that. And the girl who plays Sanwon, she was in Hormones as well, I believed, and I believe she had a girl love storyline, if I'm thinking of the right actress, but I believe it was her who had the girl love storyline, and she's in Waterboy as well with New. So Waterboy the series, definitely check out Waterboy the series, definitely check out Hormones the series with them. But in this, I couldn't take them seriously because, well, they were playing 2 people who had no attraction to each other. But the problem was, even when it's supposed to be that, okay, they're attracted to each other now, they still look like 2 people who are not attracted to each other. And then Sensui, oh god, what was the name of her love interest? It starts with an S, but oh great, now I can't remember his name. This is going to kill me. But he's a star of Waterboy the series. He plays Type on Love by Chance, and he's going to be in A Tale of a Thousand Stars. It's coming out on GMM TV later this year. I love him. I love him so much. I don't think I've ever seen him play a role that I hated completely. Didn't really like him in Love by Chance though. But it's that's mostly direction. Like, I can get to that when I talk about Love by Chance. Now, with Kiss Me Again the series, I think the biggest problem, too many characters that they had to focus on, not a great script. Not a great script. I don't know. I'm guessing most likely it's based off a novel, because most shows, especially on GMM TV, are based off of some internet novel or novel in general. So it just wasn't a great script. Whoever had to put it in script format, I don't think did the best job. And I was gonna say maybe it's a director's thing too, but then I looked into the director, Champ, and what I was seeing on my drama list is that he also directs Together, the series, and also directed Secret Love, Puppy Honey, and Puppy Honey 2. And I'm like, it's not the director, because those are some amazing shows as far as I'm concerned. Especially Together the series. It's on right now at GMM TV. You can catch it whenever new episodes come out on Friday. They usually premiere them. What I've seen is they've been premiering them with English subs. Love it. So I'm like, it can't be the director. It really just has to be that they just had a bad script to work with and they just had to go with that. That's the only thing I could think of. And then the fight choreo, oh my gosh, was so bad. Now the bathroom scene that I wanted to get to. So in the bathroom scene, Pete, Kyle, Sandee, Tana, and June are all at a nightclub, and Sandee's drunk as hell. So Pete goes to the bathroom, and then Mork ends up in the bathroom as well. So they basically about to fight in the bathroom. Some guy comes out of a stall and gets on his radio. It's like, yeah, I have two of them here. And it's this dark-skinned guy. I'm emphasizing the fact that he's dark-skinned for a reason. Now, eventually we see him and this other... Yeah, it's like basically all the bad guys are dark-skinned. I believe they had I believe he had a gun as well. I'm sorry, I blacked out most of that scene because I was just like, oh great, another dark-skinned villain. And it's something that you see constantly through Thai shows, like in general. Like there's always like the dark-skinned people are like usually the ones who play the ugly characters, or if they're gay, they're the really feminine fat gay guy who's also dark skinned. It's so many things. It's like annoying. So usually when I see a character who's dark skinned on the screen and they're playing a certain trope in Thai shows, I mostly black it out because I'm just like, I just don't feel like going through this. I get that in Thai culture, like having light skin and looking more like Chinese. Like if you watch Lovesick, he talks about how he has this he's Chinese looking and light. And then you have Mai T, I think one of the other names for it is My Chinese Boy. And his dogs are Ling, Ding, and Ring or something. Like, I get that light skin in their culture, well, in many cultures, is like something to reach for, but the putting down of dark-skinned people constantly and making them the villain is just so annoying. And I'm going to talk about that more when I talk about Dark Blue Kiss as well. Now, the reason why I'm not talking about Kiss Me Again and Dark Blue Kiss together is because you can watch them separately and you get the story. You don't even need to watch Kiss the series if you're watching Dark Blue Kiss. They mention stuff that happened in Kiss the series, but their version of events does not match what happens in Kiss the series. One of the things I'm kind of sad about is in Kiss the series, I preferred the version of events that happened to Sandee because it really shows how immature Pete can be and how he can just do the stupidest things. We'll get to that when we talk about Dark Blue Kiss. Now, as far as Kiss Me Again, how do I rate it? If I rate it as a full series, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be a 7 out of 10. And that has to do with it, like I said, too many storylines to follow. We don't even get that much good character development for a lot of stuff. Awkward acting between a lot of people because it's just awkward. The script is awkward in a lot of places. If I was to rate just Pete and Kyle's story, especially as a story of falling in love and stuff, it's honestly just pretty generic. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty generic love story. Especially the ones where two people hate each other in the beginning, but then their love begins to grow. Like, yeah. Things that they placed in there that I really liked. I liked the fact that the dad was so open-minded and just, like, yeah, this is the person you like. I'm not gonna chase him away. I really like that was added. I love Sandee. I love Sandee in all three series, but I really love Sandee because throughout all three, they make it clear that she's the only friend that knows about Pete and Kyle's relationship, or she's always the first friend to know about Pete and Kyle's relationship. And she's just so positive with it. Like, it's great to see boys love shows that have females that you can look at in a positive light, because they usually have females who are crazy, like Mint. Or if you watch Together With Me, the series, there's another chick in there. I can't remember her name and I don't want to. even though when I review it, I will have to watch that show again, which I won't mind. Because that opening scene was bomb. That froze me. I was like, did they just... And I have to turn this off because it's daytime. That's a nighttime show. But yeah, I like seeing positive women in boys love series because not every woman is this vindictive person. Another one I'll even give it to is May in Sotus S, because when she finds out Kong Pop doesn't like her, she doesn't like freak out and, but I will make him like me. And when she finds out he likes a guy, she also doesn't freak out like, he likes a guy and not me. She moves on eventually. In this Kiss Me Again, the series, I mean, because of Mint, Pete found out that his dad was cool. Guess that's her positive in all of this. Alright, so just to watch Pete and Cal's storyline, I mean, if you want to do that, I'm cool with that. I understand that some people, they don't want to watch the full series because they're only there for the boys love storyline, so I get that. I'll give it an 8. 8.5, yeah, about that. And that's because there's just still a lot to be desired. Even though there's a lot that I like that they did, I feel like Kiss Me Again, the series, didn't do it as well. I think especially with the writers, they didn't have writers that put in as good a storyline as they did with Dark Blue Kiss, but I'll get to that because there's still a lot to be desired for me. Well, not as much to be desired for me on Dark Blue Kiss. So we'll talk about Dark Blue Kiss another time. Now with Kiss Me Again, the series, did I mention fight choreo? Because we'll talk about that another time. Because I think every time BL has the same fight choreographer who's like, yeah, you just punch him and he flies across the room. Yeah, that's how fighting works. What? Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Go watch Kiss Me Again, the series, or just go watch Pete and Cal's storyline. I don't even think they have anyone else's storyline on there. I don't think when I looked it up, I saw anyone else's storyline. Only Pete and Cal's storyline had clips on GMM TV. They knew who their audience is. They're like, yeah, everybody wants the gay storyline, so let's not even pretend. But yeah. But yeah, definitely support it, watch it. Especially, well, no. I was gonna say especially, well, actually, no. If you're gonna watch Dark Blue Kiss, I would say definitely watch Kiss Me Again before Dark Blue Kiss. Even though photography won't make sense. But, as far as Kiss the series, I would say you don't need to watch that to understand either show, unless you want to learn more about Sandee and Tada, which I 100% say yes, do. I actually enjoyed Kiss the series. I really love Sandrock's story with her falling in love with her boss. Her boss falling in love with her. Even though that actor annoys me. He just, I don't know what, I think it's his face. So if there's any titles you'd like me to review, you can get in touch with me on Instagram at Time4BL. You can also send me a voice message at anchor.fm/Time4BL. Remember, you can check out this podcast on Spotify and at anchor.fm/Time4BL. Thank you guys so much for taking the time with me. I'm JD Young, and hopefully next time we can make some more time for VL. Love you, and I hope whenever you're watching this, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Mwah.